Italian armor is often considered a laughingstock compared to their contemporaries in World War II. During the war, however, one project was under development that may have changed all of that. This is the story of the Fiat M16/43, also known as the Carro Armato Celere Sahariano, Italian for Saharan Fast Medium Tank, which was a prototype medium tank developed by the Kingdom of Italy during World War II to match the speed and firepower of contemporary British cruiser tanks encountered by Italian forces during the Western Desert Campaign. At the beginning of World War II, Italian armored divisions were equipped almost 90% with L3 tankettes, which were ineffective, as was shown in the following years. The M11-39 was a good start, although limited by its configuration. But the M13-40 and the following M14-41 and M15-42 were much better, although still hampered by their riveted construction and old-fashioned leaf spring bogie suspension, which limited top speed. This created a need for a new and improved idea for an actual tank that Italy could rely on. First mention of the M16 came from May 24, 1941, when the proposal was formalized by the Comando Supremo and validated by the... Okay, I'm just going to try this, but the Roata Ispettorato Superiore di Studi, or Higher Inspection Technical Research. Pardon my Italian, it's not the best. The Italian army requested that Fiat and Ansaldo develop a low-profile 15 to 16-ton tank to counter the faster A13 series tank exemplified by the Crusader tank. Fiat and Ansaldo began the new tank project in June 1941 by creating a wooden mock-up on a M14x41 medium tank chassis, inclining the tank's armor plates to create a glacis. The armor remained like other contemporary Italian tanks of the period, bolted rather than welded together, and generally thinner than tanks of other countries. As it had to be designed with desert warfare in mind, the Fiat engine's cooling was reworked, with the introduction of tropical features like sand filters and new ventilation systems for the crew. Many different engines, including petrol-fueled aircraft engines, were tested on the chassis before development of the Sahariano tank was halted. At the time of cancellation, a 275 horsepower gasoline engine was being tested. The total weight, when completed, was around 14 tons, which, when coupled with its 275 horsepower engine, gave the tank excellent mobility. I'd like to note here that sources differ on the weight, with some saying up to 18 tons, but I feel like the 14-ton figure is more accurate. An elongated M14x41 turret housing a 47mm 47x40 L40 was tested on the Sahariano tank and would also be used by the M15x42 medium tank. There were plans to later fit a 75mm gun on the production model of the Sahariano tank as well. Italian engineers did not have access to the Christie suspension patent, so the design was obtained after reverse engineering a captured cruiser Mark III and a captured Soviet BT-5 from the Spanish Civil War. According to one source, the road wheels also bear similarities to those found on the T-34, so it may be safe to say that there was most certainly some inspiration from a few foreign tanks. Despite its revolutionary design, there were still a few anachronisms, like the riveted construction and the main armament, the long-barrel 47mm and coaxial single Breda 8mm being still relevant compared to the British 2-pounder but certainly not up to date with current requirements of the front in mid-1941 and new developments in tank guns. Also, for the Italians, this tank may have actually hindered their ability to properly equip their forces. This is due to the fact that according to one source, the project was started as a way to prevent foreign imports from replacing the native designs. The foreign design in question was the Skoda T21, which had previously outperformed the Italian M14 tanks in tests, so, instead of being a new weapon to defeat the Allied forces, the only success had by the Celere Sahariano was to actively prevent proven designs. The 75mm gun was studied but never implemented. Protection was sacrificed, with the greatest thickness being 30mm on the front slope and 20mm on the turret face, which seemed no longer relevant as shown by the poor battle performance of the Crusader. As production was delayed, a prototype was built only in the spring of 1942, when M4 Shermans were already equipping the British armored units. The Celere Sahariano became outdated. Despite tests showing a top speed of 71 km per hour, in July 1942 the project was terminated, as the more conventional M15x42, then in development, was given priority. The prototype was kept in storage and scrapped in 1944. Several factors contributed to the project's demise. The concurrent development of the Carro Armato P40 heavy tank, the strain of introducing a new tank model on an already weakened Italian industrial base, and, most decisively, Italy's loss of its Libya colony, and the seeming end of a need for a fast tank. Please keep in mind that the sources for this information may not be entirely correct, but I tried to use my discretion to provide the most accurate picture of this tank's development that I could. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing for more videos. And if this shorter video wasn't enough tank-related information for you, take a look at the playlist on your screen right now, or see one of my other videos also above. Thank you for watching, and I will hopefully see you in my next video.